This is Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. Right? It says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids, in those days will I pour out my spirit. Right? First and foremost, I would like to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to those like men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And also shalom to you very few sincere sisters that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. On your brother Amawan comes with a quick lesson, opens, edifying, and to the point. And I want to go into this quick clip that the brother, the Hopefully Like 3 had posted, right? Definitely subscribe, like, and be edified, to his channel as well. But his title, which a man went into, was Man Shares Dream About MOTB. Because the thing is, I know amongst the bros, we always say this a lot. Everybody can say what the MOTB isn't, but they can't tell you what it is. And here you have it at Great Millstone, starting the apostles on down. We giving you detail, every, piece to the T. In the book of Habakkuk 2 and 3 in the NLT version, it talks about how making it plain upon tablets. Making it plain as possible. Hey, Con and call out, I'm riding behind the license plate that say 1316. And that's, I'm just thinking about Revelation 13:16. It's like if I'm overdoing it, but I just seen, what I'm talking about. He's a ginger looking dude, as you can see on the thumbnail when you watch the video. The man has a red beard, so he could be a Jake possibly, but he had a dream of the MOTB. So I'm gonna chime in here and there of the video.
Sorry guys, I'm laying in bed. God gave me a dream. In this dream, there was this woman, and she was in the hospital. She was given birth, and she called me and she was like, help me, they're giving my baby the mark. They want to give him the mark. And I'm like, so I run, and we get in the car and we go drive to the hospital, and we go to help her because she was in labor. She gave birth to the baby, and as soon as she gave birth to the baby, they wanted to give her the mark of the beast. So we drove to the hospital. I ended up going, and I get to the hospital. I get to the city area, right? And it was like, even before I got to the hospital, it was like a police presence, like police soldiers almost was everywhere.
I want to stop right there because it's the time period that we're coming into. Once this right here is implemented, right, a baby that are born, they're going to be trying to put these chips inside these kids, man, before they give them to you. And then as the man was just saying, as they was on the way there, there was seeing a bunch of officers and stuff, and that reminded me of the scripture, because 2 Ezra 16. 2 Ezra 15 are some heavy books, heavy chapters that's about to come upon the whole world. And I want to see if I can grab that right quick in 2 Ezra 15, right? Because they're going to be in every city. 2 Ezra chapter, I think it's 16. They should be in every city. And I think it's 15. Right. I think it's probably 70. Slovakia. There it goes. Finally hit my brain. 1670. Right. Yep. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? And think about it, these UN troops, these troops that they're going to have, right? They're going to have them inside every city, you know, putting folks inside concentration camps, you know, checking folks to see if they already got it. If they do, they let them keep going possibly, you know, but they're going to be, hey, them draconian laws is coming down the pipeline, right? Let me go back to the video.
And they had these guns. It was like everywhere. So I go into the hospital, and I sneak in the hospital. I go into a room, and she's got the baby with her, and we're over there. I'm like, let's get out of here. So I try to sneak out the window, but the window was locked for whatever reason. I couldn't get out the window. So I go back out into the hallway, and I'm like, let's go. Let's just sneak past them. And we try to go, and these guys, they have these guns, y'all. And these guns, they don't shoot regular bullets. I don't know if they shot energy waves or what, but these guns, this guy tried to shoot me with his gun, and it did not affect me. I tackled it.
And kind, that's heavy. I just seen it as in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? A form of spiritual power, you know, how it didn't affect them. Because we know, I think it's in the book of Ezekiel 21, about the swords being sharpened, if I'm mistaken. You know, then Esau is the sword, is the sword on the left hand side. But hey, he has things that he's ready to put into use. You know, Ezekiel 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished, right? He's ready to roll out and use these things, man. Right? It says it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Right? So think about it, is that thing will be real sharpened to the T. He's ready to go out and use it. You know, not just anybody, really, towards the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, but he's ready to come down with that great wrath. Why? Because Scripture says he had but a short time.
And I grabbed the gun from him, and I'm pointing the gun at the people, freaking out. They're like, oh, okay. Like, they're scared because I have this gun. And this guy tries to come at me, and I pull the trigger. And nothing had, like, no bullet came out of the gun or nothing like that, but I saw this red laser on this man's head between his eyes, and it flickered, and when it did that, even though the gun made no sound, he just dropped like a sack of taters. And I don't know if it's because he had the mark and this gun did something to people if they had the mark, or it was just some type of energy weapon that knocked you out. I don't know. But they were afraid of me once I had that weapon. And I was walking out the hospital, and I had the lady and the baby behind me, and I was protecting them. And I grabbed one of the soldiers, and I had the gun to his head, and I was like, let's get out of here. And there was a bus that we got on. This bus was full of other Christians, and we were trying to get out of the city, get that baby and get out of the city, because they were making everybody take the mark. Everybody that was in the hospital, everybody that was giving birth, they were making their babies take the mark of the beast right out of the gate. And we were trying to get out of there. And I remember the men, I had the dude hostage, and I was headed towards the bus, and we were getting on the bus. And I remember one of the soldiers guys there, he was a big dude, and he was bald, and you could tell all of them had the mark, all of them had the chip. And he said, it's okay, we'll see them again. Like, they weren't even worried about going after me, because it's like it was like they knew where we were gonna be. It's like, I don't know, man, it was like the chip, I think the chip in their head is connected to the internet, connected to technologies, connected to cameras. It's like they didn't have to chase us to know where we're gonna be. But
well, that's tough, because hey, man, we see these data centers being thrown up, and I remember I think it was the elder Amon Gabar, was going into it, like, and he had to pretty much hit Chat GPT in a way of hypothetically, and hey, them data centers really is so it goes in, it's in cahoots with this implant stuff, man. So they're able to have everything tied to this grid, everything tied to these data centers. So like the man was saying, we better see where they at. Why? Because they got pretty much access to these flock cameras and stuff like that, man. But I want to mention one more thing, not in the video right here, one more scripture. He was speaking about how, they couldn't shoot at him, because think about it, right? The Lord is gonna have that spirit upon us in that day, man. To where these people really, they can't do nothing to the elect, Matter of fact, let me go to it in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 59 verse 19. Right? It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Right? And we go to that standard all the time, because in that time, the Lord may have us to cloak in, be a force field. They're not gonna be able to do nothing, right? They're looking at that spiritual power in that time period, man. Right? To flee, to escape, right? To disappear, right? To take flight, to hide, hide behind a force field, man. Right? To the point where the Lord can have it to where freeze the damn bullet, jam the whole gun, That's just the power that we serve, and he's going to definitely get in his bag and give his servants, right, that type of power in that time, man. So really just wanting to just close off with that. Just wanting to show you, these MOTB is definitely around the corner, because that goes in cahoots with these data centers, man. And these data centers being thrown up everywhere, So one last scripture I'll close out with is the book of Habakkuk 2 in verse 3, the point. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Right? It's going to be made manifest real soon. Right? And for the people that say it ain't the MOTB, right? We shall see, because it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So real soon we're going to see who was telling the truth and who was deceiving you this whole time. Right? So with all that being said, Lord willing, if this was edifying, I want to give our honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Krakadosh. Shalom.